Okay, I'm back with another recording. And in this recording, I want to talk about how lucky my parents were to live in the time that they lived. Because sometimes I go on Facebook, which Facebook is literally a cancer, for people for black pill people and people who just feel outcasted, people who feel like they're introverts, we don't really have a whole lot going on with our lives. Yeah, in this recording, I want to talk about my parents were lucky to live the time that they lived because, quite honestly, it seems like they lived a most simpler life. It probably wasn't simple, but it wasn't like how it is now for most of us. And usually when I go over to see family, say they want to look at some family pictures, like baby pictures and whatnot. Like I see like all the wedding pictures and like how happy my parents looked, and like I'm just thinking to myself, well, I'm never gonna have that. I'm never gonna get married, and have like these happy pictures, So they truly were lucky to live in the time that they lived. Because, when I see that, when I see like people's wedding pictures and like their yearbook, high school pictures, like, like they kept all those pictures because, those were like memories. Those were happy memories for them. But high school for me, it wasn't like that at all. I would say my biggest accomplishment through like middle school and high school was I was the best artist in the school. Like I could literally like draw anything that somebody asked me to draw, and I could draw it no problem. But to be honest, like that was like back the time when I was in high school, like that was literally like the best cope that I had. That's my talent for art and drawing was like literally the only talent I had. But for the most part, like I just stayed to myself. I was really quiet. Didn't really make a whole bunch of friends. I only had a few friends. And we stayed together for however long, but that stuff doesn't last. It doesn't last. And like I literally hate Facebook because when I go on Facebook, like I see everybody just moving on with their life, they're smiling, they have their children. Everybody's having children except for me. So yeah, like back when my parents were like my age and younger, like they were literally like the luckiest people to live in that time because, to be honest, like the time that we're living right now, this 2020s on forward, like it's really shitty now, especially for black pill people and people who are introverts, people who are quiet and just don't want to like associate themselves with society or the people now. Like it's literally like it's just so difficult now to even try and talk to somebody or to even make a friend. Like it's just really difficult unless you've come from a well-off family or or you're just like a people person. Other than that, it's really shitty for you. um, so yeah, man. No, I wish I could have been born when my parents were born, because back then, like life just seemed like a whole lot simpler. It seemed more genuine. People seemed more genuine and happier when my parents were my age, and even younger. But now it's like I'm on YouTube, and like I can sympathize with the black pill community, because that's really where life is headed for many of us now. Like, I mean, there really is no point besides being a wage slave. Trying to improve your life, but your life's not going to improve if you're just working a wage slave job, and you're only working part-time, and even full-time doesn't do it. It doesn't cut it. Because in California, prices are rising in California, and you can't even try to get ahead in life unless you're well off, unless your family's well off. Uh, See, money is everything. Money is everything in this life. You can't do anything without money. So yeah, my parents were truly lucky, and even my grandfather and my grandmother, which they've passed on now, but they're lucky. They were lucky to get to experience that life that they had growing up. I've got to say, like, I grew up. I grew up in the '90s. That was a pretty fun time, actually. That was really fun growing up in the '90s. Everything just seemed so chill. The innocence was there, but now it's not like that anymore. It's like now you just have to try and find ways to cope, which is getting slimmer and slimmer by the day. Especially for, conscious black-pilled people, for conscious introverted people. Like, life's more difficult for us, you know. And it's just like whenever I see these pictures of like my distant family members, like my cousin, and just anybody in general on Facebook, it's just like I don't care, because my life didn't turn out to be like that, you know. So yeah, I'm of course I'm content. I'm not going to say I'm depressed, even though I do have many depressed moments. I somewhat seem to bounce back from the depression sometimes, but it's just, yeah, like whenever I see those pictures on Facebook of like my family with their children, it's like, okay, well, I'm never gonna get married and have kids, because I'm listening to these black pillars, and I'm listening to these antinatalists on YouTube, and to be quite honest, I'm leaning more towards that now. So, because if I were gonna get married and have a life with children and all that, like that, that would have happened for me already, but it didn't. you know and I'm going to be turning 36 this next coming month, and time's just getting, you know, it's just, I'm having a slimmer and slimmer chance of having children, so, might as well just not have any at all. But, I mean, that's just my opinion. That's kind of the lifestyle I'm more leaning towards now. Because there are a lot of people on YouTube who think the same way, who are going through the same situations. And from here on forward, like, I might as well just be a part of that community now, because I can relate more to those people because of how my life turned out, and it's not a bad thing, really. It's just I gotta accept my life and how it turned out to be. That's it. I mean, what else could I do? So anyway, that's the recording. I'm gonna do another recording probably pretty soon about something else. I have a title, I have an idea in mind. It's something like, so what if these black pill people on YouTube, the so-called black pillars, what if the black pillars are the 144,000, like what the Bible said? Because we're gonna be naturally outcasted by society, and the 144,000, the chosen starseed people, the people who see this reality, the prison planet for how it really is. What if we're the ones that really truly move on from the 3D world? Because I don't know, like, that's just where it's going now. Like, we have a difference of opinion, and I mean, it's not enough to really do anything, but at least, like, we're all conscious of it, somewhat. We're all conscious of the wage slavery and, like, the prison planet and everything. It's like, well, what if the black pillars and the star seeds were the ones that are supposed to move on to 5D and 6D, 7D, and all those dimensions above this one? Like, what if we're the people? Because, our general makeup is different from the normies, But, I guess that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say in this recording. So yeah, the Gen Xers and, like, the people who came before that, like, I think they lived the good life, because it's not how it's like today, where everything's just so monitored. Like, there's cameras everywhere, and people just, like, disassociate themselves from you and all that. At least back then in my parents' time, like, people actually, like, gave a fuck a little bit more, like, those people were more genuine. Like, they were willing to help a person out. But today, it's like people could literally, like, give two craps. It's all selfishness now. Everybody's all for themselves. They don't want to help out another person. I don't know, it's just really freaking, That just really freaking sucks now. People suck now. It's like, what, it's like, why be good? It's like, why be a good person when this world is like inherently evil, It's like, why be a good person when all you see from people now are like supremely, like extremely shitty attitudes, and they could just care less about helping another person out, But anyways, that's it. Thanks for listening.